Good morning and welcome back to more. I keep wanting to say Breath of Fire, even after all this time. More Ogre Battle 64. The other day we unlocked Tundra of Argent, or we can still go to Blue Basila. I think I've changed my mind. I want to go to Blue Basila. This is where the game kind of expects you to go in the first place. The level here is like 26, 27 as opposed to 29, 30 where the other people are. And B, we can get some really cool stuff here. So I really want to move on that because that will allow us to get Meridia into a new class once we have finished this place, that is. I don't think doing this now will cause any problems with doing the rest of the missions. I guess if it somehow locks us out of some of the other missions, I will just reset and do that mission instead. We're worried that we don't know who we're fighting against. There are sightings of monsters as well as soldiers in both the Central Division and Lotus. Okay. Yeah, that's really all that we're fighting anymore is Central Division, who is run by Lotus, and Lotus, who is using monsters. Well, that and I guess the demons of the Netherworld, who are kind of on both, being used by both. But we don't have to worry about any neutral cities here, so that makes things a little easy. Once a man has been consumed by the darkness, regardless of who they once were, they all fight together. Brigade of Radiant Cross, Central Division soldiers, demons of the Netherworld, they're all on the same side now. Fair enough. Alright. So we just need to take the castle. This should actually be an easier mission than the previous one because, like I said, the levels here are way lower. With that in mind, Dio, I believe, is one of our people who is at an accelerated level. Yeah, 29. I'm going to keep him and Magnus just hanging out. You know what? Actually, before I deploy more people, let's check and see what we've got. We need to send someone slightly dark down to Pavia. Who do we have that is slightly dark? Gilbert, I think, is very dark. He could be darker. Are you also 29? No, you're level 28. Okay. You will probably be fine here. So let's have you do that. Dio is our other person who is very dark aligned. We need someone who is slightly light aligned. Ramberdy is not who I was trying to get to. He's just neutral. Although he might also be a good pick for that. Paul also might be a good pick for that. Margaret, I think... How far? You're starting to get pretty darn light. I think Paul is probably one of our better options here to take this place. Because I think Paul is just very slightly on the lighter spectrum. He's pretty neutral. Alright. I'm actually going to go ahead and have Dio come up here because there is an item up here that I want. And then I'll have him walk back. Alright. What kind of people do I need to send other places? We need someone more light aligned down there. Also, we have Destro and Rachel hanging out here. Destro has a Saturos. Theoretically, we could try and get a Saturos out of this. I don't... Like, I know a lot of times people will use their 11 pieces to get Saturoses. I don't really have any desire to get them, frankly. They're good units, and using 11 piece on an enemy encounter is the only way to get them, which is why people tend to use them for it. But I don't know. I just don't really have any real interest in it. Shirley is close to a level. We'll have you come over here. We are gonna need to have someone low alignment come take this place, which we'll have a couple of options for. Higher alignment over there. Higher alignment down there as well. Okay. So let's just have... Oh, well, I still need to dispatch some people. Lytle. Yeah, you're still level 28. We'll have you come over here as well. Because this... Yeah, that's not who we want to take that. And Ankaseth. We'll have you come down below. Alright, and last but not least, we'll send Ramberdy over here. And Margaret over here. It would actually be good if we can lower Ramberdy's alignment just a little bit, but we'll make it work. Alright, we've got Chamberlain, Beastmaster, alright. And we can have Dio take this place if needed. We've got Freddy over here. Alright, that guy's going to be a little annoying to chase down, but shouldn't be too bad. We could actually just send Margaret after him, which might not be the worst plan. Why do you cooperate with these monsters? Kill them all. Yeah, no, these guys are just lost. Alright, everyone should still be set to attack leader. I will double check that real quick. Yes, okay. So we'll get the leader down here really easily. And Love and Peace does work better if you've taken out the leader, but it does also require... You can't... The person you're trying to recruit can't be the only person left in the party. So if we wanted to get this Satros, I would have to kill the leader to make it more likely for Love and Peace to work in the first place. And then leave the Satros and one of these knights in order to make that work. I don't think it's particularly worth it, frankly. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. Alright, you get your item. Good work. We'll have you come back to Stronghold. This guy has just popped out of here. Let's go ahead and have Margaret turn around and fight him. We're not going to be able to take the leader out here, but we can do some good damage. Actually, maybe I should have had Ramberdy fight this guy, just because the Apinnacuses and Hippogriffs are higher alignment, which means that anyone who killed them would theoretically lower their alignment. But, oh well. We got one of them down. They did block a lot of our attacks. I think we probably still win this. Yeah, they didn't get a lot of attacks in the first place. So even though they blocked a lot of our hits, it doesn't really matter that much. Okay, we've got another... Okay, I wanted to look at the other person, but Gilbert can fight Rachel first instead. That works fine. Getting paralyzed here would suck, but as long as we get 2 more hits, really. Okay, as long as one of our Cerberuses does not get paralyzed. Okay, we probably take out the leader? Yes, we do. Alright, cool. We're just gonna retreat here, because we're just gonna take extra damage if we don't, and I don't see any need to do that. Alright, so we've got a knight here in Beck. Okay. It's just a regular Knight Templar, actually. Fair enough. Hunt this guy down. We'll take out the leader. That'll make things a little bit easier. If we can, we'll leave the Epicus. I don't think we're going to have the ability to, though. Yeah, no, okay. The benefit of leaving the Epicus would be if we had someone who just needed, like, one kill to go up a level, they could go fight that guy. But it is what it is. Alright, we get a Book of Wind for that, so that's neat, I suppose. Let's see. Gilbert, you're probably going to end up capturing this place because you're just so chaotically aligned now, which is unfortunate, but I can't really do much about that. Alright, Dio's back in town. Yeah, you captured Pavia. That's kind of what I thought would happen. Unfortunate. We'll have Leah move into Stronghold. We'll have Ankaseth move into Stronghold. Okay. Kind of want to look at what this guy's got going on. You're another good one for Margaret to just hunt down. Alright, yeah, you guys can just hang out here. I don't really care who fights the leader there. Alright, and we'll have Paul take this guy out and take the Stronghold. Oh yeah, we definitely take this guy out. He might get one attack in on Paul using his magic, but it's not going to matter that much. He's not even going to attack Paul. Perfect. Love to see it. There we go. Interesting, their alignment went down, but sure. Alright. Leah versus Beck. Sure, sure. We will get another really cool book here, which we'll give to Meridia. And when we do that, we're going to want to change our arrangement in this group, because Meridia is really our last spellcaster. So we won't be using Atmosphere anymore, which is kind of too bad. But that book will just make up for it. Okay. Just get a few extra kills in because we can. One more Atmosphere. You know what? Just because we can, let's use a Pedro of Wind. See if we can get one more kill. Cool. Why not? We have these Pedros. We did a lot of work to get them. We might as well make use of them. Alright, well that guy's down now as well, so that helps. Kind of tempted to just have Leah actually clean these guys up, because we need... I'm going to want Gilbert to take another city. Yeah, I'm actually just going to have Leah go clean these guys up a bit. Go kill this guy, I guess. Well, maybe not that guy. Go kill this guy. Alright, so we've liberated them. Very temporarily, we're going to have you nap. I forgot to reallocate items. That could pose a problem. We're gonna have you nap very briefly. Okay. You are now no longer extremely tired. We'll have everyone move into Stronghold, who is not currently in Stronghold, in order to recover their stamina. Yeah, I was gonna say, Morrison, aren't you the dead one? You are. Okay. Who do we need to take this place? And we've got Ellie. You're actually a really good person for Ramberty to fight. Okay, cool. Ankaseth, we're going to want to have actually take that place, most likely. And then I think this was the place that this was the place we need Gilbert to come take. But that's fine, we can make that work. Sorry, I don't remember. Who do you still have left? You've got goblins and some knights? Okay. That's fine. Yeah, everyone here is just tired. Alright, so we're just gonna ambush these guys real quick. I mean, not really an ambush, mind you, but we're gonna fight them real quick, and then we're gonna turn around after we knock them back. We're not gonna run from this fight, unless... we might run from this fight. Okay. Just kill the leader. Good. We are going to run from this fight. We've got a field pause in. I just don't want to risk losing our middle guy. It's basically a 1 in 3 as to which one they would choose to attack, and I don't want to risk it. So we're going to have you come back to Stronghold now that we've taken that flyer out. Alright, Lytle's at location, Ramberty's at location, Shirley's at location, Lee is fighting Destro. I'm actually going to put in a field pause because I want to command Margaret to go to a specific spot in the Stronghold so that she doesn't get attacked. Alright. And then we just finish these guys off. Perfect. We still need more experience on Leah, but luckily we've got more people to fight. Okay. We get a Bow of Tundra for that, so that's pretty cool. There's another person for you to fight over here. Gilbert. You're still a little hurt, but you're probably fine to start working your way over to this Stronghold. And Ankaseth, you are no longer tired, so you can start working your way over to this Stronghold. Alright, and Margaret, you are very tired. We want you to move to, like, the corner of this place. Yeah, something like that. Shirley... You know what, Shirley? Just go hunt this guy. It should be enough to get you up a level, and I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay. And we'll have you come over here to fight that guy. We're actually going to have Ramberty fly down here, I think. And then we'll see who ends up fighting around here. Alright. Nathan versus Lytle. We should be able to take out the leader here. We get a lot of attacks. The most dangerous thing they could do is focus down my other Diana. Everyone else is tanky enough that it won't matter that much. And we do get healing. Okay, we dodged. That dodge was pretty clutch because ogres do a lot of damage. Okay, as long as he does not block both of our attacks, we will take out the leader here. Perfect. We continue dodging. Okay. All right. We got 2 of them. Nice. Yeah, I'm just giving up on Lytle being anything except for super high alignment. It's really hard to keep people at neutral alignment in this game. All right, Margaret's a destination. Good. Everyone else is going to start working their way over. We do get an item here. We get an Axe of Worm, so we're pretty happy about that. Gilbert, you know what? How about you actually also come down here because there's another item that you can get, and then work your way over here. Paul's going to encounter this enemy. I guess it's just kind of a crapshoot. We should be able to take out the leader here, though. This would actually have also been a good one for Ramberty to fight. In fact, I might just have him turn around. Alright, Paul will actually take some damage in this fight. Mostly because we knocked this guy back, actually. But it's not going to be that big of a deal. There we go. Took out the leader. That does cause our alignment to go down a little bit, but it's fine because Paul is still staying neutral, which is what we want. Ramberty, yeah, actually, I changed my mind. I'm going to have you turn around and come after, was it Nathan? No, it is Otto. You're also going to just go to sleep here. What? Where? What? Oh, you literally walked into it? God damn it. Okay, fine. Fine. That is really rough. That's very unfortunate. I mean, we'll deal with it. It's not worth a reset. But it takes like 3 or 4 liberations to cover a single capture, and now we've had 2 captures happen in this same thing, so we're gonna probably come out with a net negative, a net loss in our chaos frame. And I am trying for the good ending in this game. There's a bad end, a neutral end, and a good end. I would like to get the good end. I am not specifically following a guide to do so. I'm more of just trying to answer things the way I think they should be answered when questions arise, unless there's something very specific I'm trying to do, in which case I will do those answers instead. But generally speaking, I'm just trying to not be an asshole. Alright, well, we got our Altar of Resurrection, which was the other thing we came here for. Yeah, Javia's been recaptured. Fucking hell. I figured it would be fine because I didn't figure Rachel would just walk straight into this town again. But okay. You just need to, like, go to sleep, dude. Alright, and finally, Ladle versus Brian. A lot of ogres again, which is expected at this point. But not a terribly difficult fight to do. So we'll just take out the leader. And now we've got a whole bunch of honestly very evil units to go fight and hunt down. The only reason I didn't take out the Dragon Masters team earlier is I was trying to save those units for someone who didn't. Just because there's a lot of things here that will cause your alignment to go up, I was trying to save those for people who I don't want their alignment to go up. But I see now that that was, I guess, a mistake. So I'm not going to worry about it too much anymore. Man, there is no way that you are going to be able to actually get to the guy I want you to get to here. I should just have... Lytle. Well, actually, do I need someone high alignment to come take this place? Yeah, but I can have Margaret do that. Lytle, how much experience do you still need? Quite a bit. Go kill. Start with Brian. And Leah, kill the Dragon Masters. I'm tired of this. I want them gone. I was gonna leave them for somebody like Ramberty or Paul, but I need them gone. So that I can safely hunt down other units in peace. Because I don't need them recapturing this city again. Also, it looks like I'm gonna need just a bunch of experience anyway, so... Yeah, because you... Yeah, you're getting close, but you're not quite there yet. Alright. Yeah, just kill these ogres, get rid of them. We need to clear out some of the rabble here so that I can hunt down the high alignment enemies and try and actually lower Ramberty's alignment a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I don't really care if your alignment goes up. It's as high as it can get. Like, it doesn't matter anymore. Okay. We get an Ogre Shield, so that's pretty neat. Lytle. Continue hunting. Go after... Not Otto. Go after literally anyone but Otto. Go after Laddish. He's just a lad-ish. Okay. Yeah, you go chill there. You're hunting him. You should probably... Oh, actually, no, you're fine. Okay. I was going to say you should probably sleep, but... We're going to scale a mountain. We're going to get an item. All right. So we've gotten most of the items. We're going to finish off this enemy unit. And then we're going to turn around and go after the one we were originally going for. There we go. Yeah, I like to leave units like that in case we only need a little bit of experience, like single-digit experience, but I'm not leaving that guy alone anymore. We got an evil axe for that. Nice, okay. Now we're going to go for this one. And I'm going to have Magnus start working his way over, I think. No, never mind. I'll leave Magnus where he is for now. Alright, Ankaseth versus Ellie. Not the best unit for Ankaseth to be fighting against. Again, this would be a great one for Ramberty to be fighting, just because it is more likely to lower his alignment. But whatever. I'm also fine with Ankaseth's alignment going down a little bit. I don't want him to be as high alignment as he is. Just kind of happened. Alright, so she's going to heal the golem there. Yeah, this is going to be an annoying fight. It's going to be really hard to actually kill anything here. They're not going to do a whole heck of a lot of damage to me, frankly. But it's just going to be really annoying to try and kill anything here. But we do get a second, or we'll have one more attack with Ankaseth, and we get one more attack with... I'm going to go ahead and just use a Pedra of Bane. Yes, perfect. There we go. So that means no more healing. We get one more golem dead. This golem probably doesn't die here. No, it leaves with like 5 HP. That's unfortunate. But we got close. Why did your alignment go up from that? That's what I don't understand. Yeah, Ankaseth just keeps doing stuff like that, where he'll kill an enemy that should lower his alignment, and instead it goes up. But whatever, we took another town, so there's that, I guess. Alright, you're gonna keep hunting that guy. You should yeah, you should sleep. Okay. Who do I want to go where? Zunimo. Let's have Margaret. Because you're not... Well, actually, no, you're still healing a little bit. Okay. And Freddy is going to be a pain in the butt to hunt down. You're hunting this guy down. Don't need that much experience, like 2 kills, really. You know what, Margaret? Actually, let's just do this. We'll just swap these two. And we'll have you come over here. Take this stronghold. And then, Sarah, what do you have? Okay, not something I really want Ramberty fighting. We will have Ramberty come out over here, though. He's not going to take this stronghold, but I want him to start moving. Alright, so what do we have? We've got Jodu, who, other than those gremlins, is a pretty good fight for Ramberty, actually. Alright, let's just have you come to Stronghold over here. And Paul, I'm going to have you start trying to hunt this guy down. Now, will this be the same mistake I made earlier of ending up with a city I took get captured again? Possibly. Hopefully not. Well, this should also be enough experience for these guys to go up a level, and then I can just direct them to go back to the city and hold it. I love tanky units like this. They just don't die. You get a really good healer in a unit, and it's really hard to kill them. Alright, so we have another level 29 now. So we'll move you back to Stronghold. Okay, Leah needs to sleep, I guess, in town. Because sure. What kind of person did I need to take this one? Ankaseth can also take that one. Okay. That's fine. Shirley will likely go up a level from killing these guys. And then I can have Shirley move places as well. Alright, cool. We're not going to be able to finish this unit, but we'll get really close. Is that enough? Oh, that was actually enough to go up a level. Okay, cool. So we'll leave that one dude there in case we just need a tiny bit of experience. Actually, never mind. We're not going to leave that one dude there. We're not going to be able to. Yeah, no, sorry. You're just dead, friend. That's okay. And poke. Alright. So there's another one down. Good work, Shirley. That's a new sort of rod. Okay. So I'm going to have you move over here. Just to hold that place. Alright. Let's kill the leader here, which we should be able to do. They have the potential of doing a lot of damage to my right Cerberus there. but they're not super focusing him. Now, Crimson Note hits everybody and powers down, which is a little unfortunate. Alright, we do not need to run here. We'll get hit with one more Crimson Note. How much damage does this do? It honestly might be enough. Oh, we needed one more in order to avoid. We needed 5 more damage in order to avoid the Crimson Note. Unfortunate. But we killed the dragon, so I'm fine with that. And we're still not up a level. Kind of surprising, really. Alright, well, you just need a little bit more experience to go up a level, so shouldn't take much. Leah, I'm going to have you break camp and keep hunting the guy you're supposed to be hunting. How much experience do you still need? You need like 2 kills. I don't know how much this guy has, but you need like 2 kills. He's got like 2 people. That'll be perfect. All right. So the city has been liberated. Good. Finish this guy off and go up your level. I should have Ramberty... I'm going to put in a field pause here because I should really have Ramberty turn around and go help clear some of these enemies that are actually good for him to fight. There we go. All right, so this will get you up a level. Perfect. All the rest of the items are in one little area, so I don't need to worry about them too much. All right, come over here. Ramberty. Oh, these towns are like right next to each other. Ramberty's actually really good to take that town. Not so much that town. But Ramberty is also kind of fine to fight that guy. He's also really tired. Ramberty, go kill that guy. Sorry, I'm being conflicted on what I want to do here. I should just direct Ramberty to go kill that guy. And then I should have Margaret go kill these guys. That's what I should do. And then as soon as I get more people over here, I should have... Yeah, that's what I should do. Alright, Gilbert. Oh, I guess you are in the stronghold. Okay, that is fine then, I suppose. Paul is gonna go take this place. Margaret, I'm going to redirect you to go kill this guy. Ramberty, take a nap. Paul, go take this stronghold. Actually, no, Paul, you are not taking this stronghold. What am I talking about? Paul, just come, like, hang out over here. Alright, Margaret can take this guy out. That'll be fine. I want Margaret to take the stronghold as well. So I'll put in a field pause because I'll have some new orders for these guys. Cool, there we go. I think they might not be gaining... Well, I was about to say, I think they might not be gaining alignment because they are already max alignment, but that's probably not the case. You know what? Actually, Paul, you're fine with what you're doing. All right, yeah, you're gonna stay there. You're gonna come down here. You're gonna take out that guy. You're gonna fight the leader, but you're not gonna be able to really hit the leader very much. Unless... Okay, now you can hit the leader. We might actually take out the leader here. That would be helpful. And then this would actually be a pretty good unit for Ramberty to fight. Okay, cool. Leader's down. I don't think we'll take out anyone else here. I mean, we could if we decided to use a Pedra, but I didn't really see much of a point in that. Alright, so we're going to have you go take the town. And then we're going to have Paul sit in the town. And then we're going to have Ramberty, once he's done being CP, go kill that guy. What do you mean captured? Damn it. Alright. Should have figured. Yeah, we're getting a lot of captured today, which is very unfortunate, but it is what it is. Go kill that guy. And then break camp. Go kill this guy. And then you can turn around and kill that guy. Ooh, buddy. Okay. Leah is going to take out Beck, which will put you up a level. And then I can go have you move to where Ankaseth is. Ankaseth can then go work on taking out the golems. And then move on to the next town. We might not take this unit out, actually. Especially with a power down. Okay, no, we do. It really depended on how much they spread their attack there. Luckily, they spread it in the way that I needed them to. Alright. There we go. I think we will get everyone to 29. If not, it will be very close. Alright, we get a Doll of Curse. So that's neat. We're going to have you move over to the stronghold. We've got Magnus walking through. We'll have Magnus come up to this stronghold as well. Ramberty, how are you doing? You're way too tired. So are you. I know that the enemy is currently asleep, and that's a great time to fight them, but not when they're that tired. Alright, I think this is a good spot to zoom ahead a little bit, because most of our people are sleeping. Alright, Ramberty is up. That means we're going to get into a fight soon. This is actually a good unit for Ramberty to fight against, and then I'll have him turn around and go fight the other good unit for him to fight against. Because I do want his alignment going down a little bit. Honestly, I could do for Margaret's alignment going down a little bit too. I don't really have anyone who... This place has shown me that I don't really have anyone who's just slightly high alignment anymore. Paul might be my closest person for that. Okay. So we did get alignment down there. Not on the leader, but we did get alignment down. Okay. And we get some wind armor, so that's pretty cool. So we'll have you turn around, come kill this guy. Once Magnus is over here, we'll have Paul come over, take that guy. In fact, Paul, do you want to actually just, like, face the town you're going to go to? It doesn't look like there's anyone there, but I would imagine that a bunch of units spawn. Oh, and we have Ankaseth versus a random unit. Okay. Ooh, pumpkin heads. Pumpkin heads are dangerous. There's very good odds that we lose this fight because of these pumpkin heads. Like, I don't think we'll actually lose any units, and we will definitely take out their leader. But there are very good odds that we will lose the fight because of the pumpkin heads, just because pumpkin heads do a lot of damage. It's very hard for a pumpkin head to kill, but it's very easy for them to do a lot of damage because they do percentage-based damage. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do a Pedro Flame here, just to get some extra damage in on these guys. Now, luckily, pumpkin heads don't get a lot of attacks. I think in the front row they get 2 pumpkin smashes. Yeah, they do. Okay. In the middle, they get 1 pumpkin smash. The much more dangerous thing they can do is the pumpkin rain from the back row, which they can only do once, but it does multiple hits of pumpkin smash over an area. It also, like, halves their own HP when they use it, but it's very strong. It is actually one of the easiest ways to grind against wild encounters if you're just trying to kill things and you need specific, like, a specific unit to level up. Throw 2 pumpkin heads in their party and just go wild. That's the easiest way to make it happen. Alright, Magnus needs to rest. That's fine. Alright, cool. Leah is moving into here, so I'm not that worried about it anymore. And Kaseth. How about you turn around and go take this guy out. And now that you're actually facing the right way, I can have you target him. Yeah, what happened over here earlier is just a good example of why, until you have completely cleared an area, and you're very, very certain that no further enemies will spawn, it is a good idea to just leave a unit in a town, because it prevents random units from walking in and recapturing it. That is a lesson we learned very early in the game that I just kind of ignored because I got impatient. Alright, we get our alignment down a little bit more. Again, not on the leader, but we did get alignment down. Alright, we got another doll, so that's neat. Oh, your alignment's still up a little bit. Wild, okay. Alright, so we can have you two move into here. I really gotta remember to reallocate items. The fact that I have so many people that have no items is dangerous. If I was fighting in the other area, it would be a very bad time. I am only able to really get away with this because I am fighting enemies that are lower level than me right now. Okay, so there is an item along the road here, and then there's also an item like right over here that I'm gonna, or like right down here that I'm gonna want to get. There's also an item like right up here that I'm gonna want to get, and an item right over here that I'm gonna want to get. So they're all just kind of right here in this area, but the first step is to go take Lamona. So we will go do that. And then we'll have Magnus wake up and actually go stand in the town. Margaret, I swear, that guy is just running for his life. Alright, and then Leah. Face the direction the enemy is most likely to actually come from. Margaret is finally gonna get a chance to fight Freddy. Man, this guy really ran. I bet both of our units are tired. We're doing pretty good for a unit that I'm expecting to be tired. Alright, cool. And one more bonk will do it. Now, do we go up a level? We do. Okay, cool. so I think I only have 2 units left that need to go up levels here. And I have cleared out all the enemies that can be cleared out. So that's really good for me. I'm going to have you start flying down just to collect some items. We'll have you get that one, and then like this one, and then like this one. You're probably going to go to sleep, and I'll probably have other people get those items instead, but whatever. All right, and Magnus, let's have you face the proper direction. We've got Vapula, the Temple Command, who's going to be very easy to kill. I don't know if we have any other enemies, really? I'm assuming some more will spawn in. Generally speaking, let's have people actually face the way that enemies are probably going to spawn in from. Yeah, we liberated the other town there. Okay. So far, I'm not seeing any more enemies spawning in. Wild. Maybe there aren't any more. In which case, I probably won't even have my units, like, train on wild encounters or anything. I'll just go into the next fight and focus experience on the people who haven't gotten up to level 29 yet. Okay, we got a Holy Lance, so that'll be pretty cool. We'll go take this last town. Margaret's gonna go to bed. What do you mean you captured? It's so high alignment. I know you're also really high alignment, but come on. Whatever. Alright. There's nothing particularly interesting to buy in this shop, it doesn't look like. No, not really. Alright, well, we'll just hang out for a bit. There might be more enemies that spawn in once we get closer, but right now, I'm just gonna hang out and let Margaret go get those items and then take this place. Alright, item number 1. A Book of Tempest. Been very much wanting to get that. Gonna equip that to Meridia as soon as we get the opportunity. We'll redirect here to come over here, then down to here, and then come up to this stronghold. And we'll zoom ahead again. Item number 2, we get a Sword of Dragon Gem, which is a really good rapier to use for people who use that. And finally, we get a Ring of Branding, which I'm not actually sure exactly what that does. I'm not sure if it'll be better than the Ring of Eloquence, but we'll find out. And now that we've got those guys moving up, we will also have these guys start moving up. I think what I should do is have Lytle move over here. We'll have you move down to here. And we'll have Ramberty and Paul start moving up here as well. Just to see if it spawns any enemies to deal with. But that is all for the items in this area. Overall, we end up capturing a lot of towns, and that's very unfortunate. Didn't like that, but I guess that's just what it's gonna be. Alright, I'm not seeing that any other enemies are spawning here. Maybe they will once we actually attack the boss. So I'm just gonna go ahead and have you go for the stronghold. If more enemies spawn, then I'll have these 3 other units that still need to go up a level deal with that. But as it stands, it doesn't look like that's happening. So we'll just have Magnus walk on over. Wow, yeah, they just don't care. Okay. I guess we dealt with all the units already. Again, maybe more will spawn once we attack this guy, but I think we're just going to one-round the boss, so it doesn't matter. Welcome. I was waiting for you. Knight of the Calignus Order, you too walk in darkness? All my life I have pursued pure, unfettered strength. The formidable strength. I never dreamt I had such power within me. I gladly use this power for my own gains. My body craves your blood. My heart tells me to slay all of you. Alright. Well, he ain't gonna last long. Yeah, you can go ahead and get your licks in. It's not gonna matter much, because I think you die as soon as Saradin launches Meteor. Or, sorry, Annihilation, not Meteor. My bad. Yeah. And down they go. You'll understand eventually. Defeat, disgrace, dishonor. The vexation I felt when I lost my position. My pursuit of strength. My craving for power. Well, so much for them. Alright. Well, that is one mission done. Overall, kind of a net loss on our Chaos frame, but I think we're probably still fine. We found a lot of really cool stuff here, and there will be a little bit more cool stuff that we can do now. How'd it go? Did you find out anything? Sorry, sir, the information I gathered is no more than rumors. That's fine. Tell me. Yes, sir. First of all, it appears that King Procus is not the one controlling the central region. A person known as the Child of the Covenant, or the Chosen, is the one holding the real power. Next, about the denizens of the Netherworld. They hope to resurrect their queen, whom we believe is the goddess Danica. Danica is the queen of the Netherworld? How could that be? According to legend, she was taken there, but why is she called such? There are many versions of the legends of birth of Danica. One of them reports that Danica ate the fruit of the Netherworld, and by doing so, both her body and soul were filled with darkness. The fruit of the Netherworld. As of now, we don't know how Danica's resurrection is linked to the demons. To the demons' cooperation with Latium. Well, considering Yumel has the Knights of Danica with him, that's a pretty good link. I guess these guys don't know that, though. The reason is uncertain as to why the Chosen wants the resurrection of the goddess Danica. He's carrying out a so-called divine plan, which includes the suppression of the revolution, the destruction of Lotus, and the creation of a new world where he will rule over both humans and demons. Due to lack of details, we don't know how much this plan is related to the resurrection of Danica. Wow, Yumel has some big plans. He wants to not only take out Lotus, which makes sense, re-establish his kingdom by removing the revolution, which also does make sense, but he also wants to rule over humans and demons. He wants to unite a united Earth and Netherworld. Okay. Sorry, sir, it's been yet to be confirmed whether he's human or not. Well, at least we know that something big is going on. From what we've heard, it doesn't look like we have much time left. It's hard for me to tell you. What's wrong? We've located Prince Yumel. Is he safe? Yeah. He was seen at the castle. Okay, so yeah, we can just keep doing these guys. So I would probably... I think once we do Latium, we might be locked out, so we want to do that last, because that's where the king is, but we can still just do these two other missions, which I definitely want to do. Before we do that, I'm going to pause real quick because I'm going to grab my book that tells me what I want to do here in order to get my new class. Alright, so what we want to do now that we have Blue Basila taken care of is first we do an area investigation. And let's go ahead and just dispatch Ramberty for it. Yeah, because he needs experience anyway. And we need to go to... And he flies, which makes things faster. We want to go to Clemoa. Oh, Clemona. All the way over here. Fantastic. Okay. Well, we'll have... Not you. We'll have Ramberty fly over to Clemona. And then I guess while he's doing that, I will take a look and see if there's anything worth fighting in this area and maybe do some neutral encounters for people who still need some experience. Also, I did look it up. It looks like we can find red dragons in the highlands and goblins in the forests. Neither one is particularly useful for me to fight anymore, but I might as well have people do so. So we'll just speed up until we get to Clemona. Okay, we are now at target location, so what we want to do here is just do an area investigation. Or, we want to look in the place. Talk to the old man. So you've come from the south. A long time ago, before King Procus took the throne, I fell in love with a maid from the south. I promised her that I would give up my title and run off with her to live in the south. I wasn't able to keep my promise. Because I only knew the life of affluent nobility, I feared the peasant's life. On the day we planned, yes, this is where we planned to meet up, I didn't show up. My father showed up in my place. He chased her away and she went back home to Alba. I know it's too late, but I still regret what I did. I want to apologize to her, even if she won't forgive me. If there's something I can do for her, I've become old, can't even walk anymore. I don't think I can make it all the way to the south. I know this is a selfish favor to ask of you. If you happen to meet a woman named Gelda, could you please give her this? Well, certainly. Thank you very much. Please give this jewelry box to her. I was supposed to give it to her on that day. I'm sure she can get something for it. We got a package for Gelda. Now you'll notice it doesn't really give you much indication as to where in the heck she is. So that's a bit of a problem. Luckily, we've got a guide. So we want to go to Krenel Canyon. Let's see. It did mention Alba, but we actually need to go all the way to Krenel Canyon. Do an investigation here. And we'll just go ahead and dispatch Ramberty again. And let's see, where are we going? We're going to Bulim, which is all the way up there, okay? And we'll have Ramberty fly on over. Now there is definitely nothing worth fighting over here, so we're just gonna have him fly over and we'll zoom ahead. Alright, we're now at target location, so we will go ahead and investigate Stronghold. Oh yeah, I know Gelda. She took care of me when I was little. Where is she? Well, she doesn't live here. She lives in a town called El in the Zenobian border. That's my hometown. Alright. So now we're going to Zenobian border and we're going to El. Got it. So we'll end the investigation there. Zenobian border. We'll go ahead and investigate here. Once again, we'll just go ahead and dispatch Ramberty because he will move the fastest. Where do we need to go? We are going to L, which is all the way down there. Okay. No, not Magnus. Ramberty. Come on down here. Once again, there's not going to be anything worth trying to fight here, so we'll just skip ahead to when Ramberty is at his location. Okay, we are now at the target location. We'll go ahead and investigate here. Talk to this old guy. Yeah, Gelder used to live here, but not anymore. She fell ill and moved in with her daughter's family. Where's her daughter from? Somewhere in the highlands of Sothan to the west. Don't remember well. Alright, so now we go to Highlands of Sothan. Okay. The things we do for this item. It will be extremely helpful, though. Alright, so we go to the Highland of Sothan. We will do an investigation here. Once again, we will just go ahead and dispatch Ramberty. Alright, and where are we going? We are going to Tristel. Oh, which is just right there. Okay, cool. Well, that makes things easy then. So we'll just have you pop on over. Probably not even worth cutting away at this point, because it'll take about, I don't know, 10 seconds to get there. And this should be basically the last step. We will just want to go ahead and investigate Stronghold. Yeah, Gelda's my grandmother, but she passed away on years ago. I see. Didn't know she went through such a thing. I knew she used to work on a big estate, but I didn't know what happened. However, she left a letter addressed to a Cremonian nobleman. She wanted me to give it to him if he ever came to visit. I'm certain the letter is meant for the gentleman you're talking about. Please take this letter with you. And that gift you brought for my grandmother? I'm not Gilda, so I can't accept it. I know you come a long way, but please return it to the gentleman. Here's the letter for my grandma. Alright. Well, as you might expect, the final step now is to go right back to where we came from. Yep, back to Blue Basila. We're just trekking all over the place during these very important issues. We're just going to fucking go halfway across the country to try and deliver a letter. Alright, and Ramberty. It was somewhere over here, right? No, it wasn't you. It was you. You. Yep. And once again, this will take a while, so we'll just speed up and get there. Okay, we are here. We just need to enter Stronghold. Is that so, Gildas? Yeah. Sorry, old man. Pardon me, I can't believe I'm like this at my age. Well, thank you for everything. Please take this jewelry box as a token of my appreciation. It's the Dream Tiara. It enables females to change into the princess class. I'm sure this item will help you. There we go. And that is what we did all of this for, is to get the Dream Tiara, the final piece of equipment that we need to make a princess, which is what I want to do here. So we'll go ahead and change class of Meridia to a princess. All right. This character will not be able to revert to original class after changing. Yeah, that's fine. Meridia is now a princess. All right. So we can go ahead and change our equipment as well. As a princess, they are a full-on magic attacker, as they were before anyway. They will stick with the battle fan. You can technically find other fans. Pure White Dress is really good. But the Stardust is better. In fact, the Stardust is just kind of the best we can do. The Dream Tiara is standard. We can't change that. But we can give you a different book, like Tempest, for example. So we'll go ahead and do that. It calls a violent thunderstorm. So we'll go ahead and do that. And because we've done that, there is no need to keep Icefield in the back here anymore. So let's just give you, oh, I don't know, a Holy Lance? Holy Lance seems good. And then we'll rearrange our formation a little bit here. Put you in the middle. Put you in the back. All right. I am actually curious who has more defense. You do. Yeah, you have way more defense. Okay. We could also have Meridia in the middle, interestingly enough, and still get 2 attacks, but might as well keep them in the back row. All right, cool. So that's really neat. Big fan of that. We did get some interesting equipment as well, so we might as well check out what new equipment we can use. I don't think there's much that we're really going to want to change, if anything. We did get a Neophyte sword, which is neat. Doesn't really change much versus the Flamberge in our case. We did get the Wind armor, which might be a good call. About the same as the Bridablick. Might as well keep you with the Phoenix Mail. We could give you the Baomeng. But it doesn't really change all that much for you, frankly. And let's check and see what that Ring of Branding does. Unholy ring used to brand sinners with the insignia of the demon. Well then. Well, it would increase his magic. So might be worth doing. You know what? Sure. Why not? And the Cloak of Oath for those who live life as a saint. Not as good as the Bloodstained robe, so we'll just keep you with that. Alright, cool. So we'll stick with that. We did get some new bows. We got a Bow of Tundra, so that's pretty cool. Which is better than the Bow of Thunderbolt, so we'll switch you to that. I should check and look. We are on the Thunder Chain for you, and that is the best we can do. Chattelhog. Are any of these other swords better than the Chattelhog? Not really. Heavy armor. Maybe I'll switch you to the wind armor, actually. Well, you already have the Helm of Thunderclap, and that seems a bit redundant. Berserk is really good. Idaten's Mail is really good. Celestial Veil is really good. Okay, nothing really to change there. We do have a Robe of the Wise on you, which we could probably swap out for a Bloodstained robe, or for a robe of, or for a cloak, whatever. We'll put a Bloodstained robe on you. Leviathan to Neophyte would just change it. Don't really need to. That's overall a little bit better. Okay. Princess we already looked at. I'm tempted to just switch you to that, but it would be just generally better not to. And in case you two end up in the back, I do want you to actually have the skills you've got, so I won't change your spears. The Gramlock, wow, okay, yeah, the Axe of Worm is just so good. Okay, yeah, we'll just stick with the Axe of Worm then. No need to change it. We'll stick with the Armet as well. No need to change that. Do I want to change Penitence to anything? Not really. It's about as good as your current equipment. Oh, we'll change you to that, though. Okay. Oh, we did get an Ogre shield, and we have the Shield of New, which might be better than Tower Shield. Slightly less defense, but gives a little bit of resistance to various things. The Ogre shield actually increases damage? That's wild. Huh? Okay, sure. Why not? Okay, yeah, we'll give you that. Do I want to change you to anything? I guess I'll change you to that. All right, and last but not least, we could... Actually, that's a pretty significant bump up in damage. Yeah, we're going to change you to the Dragon Gem Sword. Actually, I could also change you, interestingly enough, to the Ogre Shield, and I think that's what I want to do. We'll put you both to the Shield of New, and we'll give you the Ogre Shield. I think that'll make for a very strong combo. Dragon Gem would also be really good on you, but I have limited availability for it. And let's go with the Hana Mask. Oh, and we did get a bunch of new dolls. The Gallant doll gets stronger. It pulls some of the stats from our main character, from Magnus. So generally speaking, it's probably going to be the strongest doll in the game, but it is cute. Some of these other dolls are pretty good, but yeah, it's gonna just be the best to keep that. We can go with a Robe of the Abyss. I don't actually remember what the Angel's Brooch does. I think it prevents some status ailments. Naga Ring actually would have been pretty huge on this guy. Oh, actually, you know what? We'll go with the Ring of Fire Drake. Why not? Make you a little stronger. And that is it. Okay. So we've changed up the team a little bit. We have our new class. And that is, there's only one more special item to find. I don't think there's any more class changes to do. The last special item is in Latium, but we're not going to do that because that progresses the story. We're going to do these two instead. I think we're going to do Barpeth next, but we will worry about that in the next episode of Ogre Battle 64. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you then.